it was kind of spoiled during the preview.
We did get a nice little peek here, so we will be starting in World 3.
There we go.
Oh, Crossproduct actually accidentally selecting two-player game, but now he's going for it. So you'll see they're taking the pipe immediately. Pipes are randomized in this, so what pipe you go down, you'll come up a different one. And that has a pretty big effect in a lot of different worlds. World 3 is one of those. You can actually, if you do get lucky, sometimes get the pipe that goes straight to the castle right away. But it looks like both runners going back, going into 3-1, which is 8-1 in vanilla.
Ooh, the Dark Alley. Not a good place to start. Very technical level. And admittedly, the bullet bills will help. That random fire flower is not. I don't think our runners are going to want to duck jump their way through the entire thing.
Yeah. Yeah, 8-1, definitely one of the harder stages to start out with. But looks like both of them... Oh, Ace takes a death from the tail end of that bullet bill.
Yeah, and so Ace is going to try his luck at 3-9, while Crossproduct crosses the goal. And 1-5 beta.
Yeah, so this is one of those lost stages that was in the game's code, but not released. Fred has kind of repurposed them and added them into the pool of levels you can get. This one, as you mentioned, kind of a beta version of 1.5. Has a lot of similarities to it. And we see Cross moving through 7-3 now.
The star run. As long as you get a star in the first box. Alright, backup plans are in play on my end, so we will at least give you some commentary during this here. It may be a little bit on the delayed side, but hopefully it won't be too bad. In the meantime, we have Aceofarrows going through the Door Fortress. Crossproduct taking on a Hammer Brother. Or Fire Brother, excuse me. Joys of Hammer Brothers and all its ilk being switched around.
Can you still hear me? I had a little bit of a hiccup there. I'm not sure if my internet dropped or what happened there.
Don't you worry. Just like plumbers, we improvise for all situations. In the meantime, Crossproduct is going through the Hall of Pyramids, while Aceofarrows is taking care of the final stretch of the door maze. Picking up... Ooh! Oh, that star is interesting, but without those conveyor belts moving, not gonna work.
Yeah, he won't be able to take that star all the way to Boom Boom, unfortunately. Looks like Crossproduct is setting up to go with P-Speed and get that triple star. Pretty common strategy you'll see from everybody is picking up at least one triple star early on to get that 5 up, as intentional deaths and just random deaths are pretty common even for the best players. So making sure your life total is topped up nicely is a good option.
Oh, so and Aceofarrows ended up going in the wrong pipe. The correct pipe was 2 south, 1 east of the first fortress. Has to go the long way around.
Yeah, so unfortunate error in judgment there from Ace, but it's randomized, so it's nothing you can know. So now he's got to decide how he wants to get to that other that other pipe there, as that's the one that will take him to Wendy.
Alright, Crossproduct is about to find the other end, and nope. Wow, both of those pipes ended up being guarded by locks. Alright, Crossproduct is about to go up the airship. And it looks like the World 6 airship, I believe.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so most auto scrollers are removed in Randomizer as a way to kind of speed things up, but it does allow for some interesting strats to be kind of made into play here. Because normally, you'll just stand on these auto scrollers and let them happen, but with the auto scrolling turned off, there is kind of a little bit to be done in order to get through them quickly.
Alright, we are back on normal feed here. Aceofarrows is in, I want to say this is the 6.8 beta, I think it's...
Yeah. Crossproduct finishing off Wendy. Wendy, one of the most difficult bosses to deal with in Randomizer, as she can jump around really high and throw those rings around and all sorts of things get crazy. So very nicely done there by Crossproduct to get through Wendy.
Alright, we have an endgame, but Ace is choosing to ignore it. Uh-oh, Sledge Brothers in the water. Nice improvisation.
Yeah,
And
Ace actually can't get to that ends card game with the bridges the way that they are, so he's going to go to 3-4, which is 6-1 in the normal game.
Alright, now Crossproduct is in his second world, but it's really World 1. As long as we don't see any boss bass, Cross should be good.
Yeah, 3-8 a pretty scary stage in vanilla with boss bass there, but since that gets randomized, a lot of times it's a lot less scary as you don't have to deal with them, you just have to deal with the rising and falling of the stage.
Indeed. Alright, Aceofarrows is now going to take on the army. Or, no, this is the Super Army, or is it the Reserves? It's one of the two.
Yeah. So Crossproduct did stop at the end card game. Those are all randomized, so even if you saw that he got 2 mushrooms on the cards, but that wasn't actually the item that he got. He got a random item. I think it actually ended up being randomly a mushroom. But if you make a match with an item, you'll get a random item, is basically what's going on there, as Ace has found his way to the World 3 airship.
And Crossproduct is navigating his way through the icy auto-scroller, which is no longer an auto-scroller. Watch out for that! Ooh, hit trade. Sometimes those floating chain chomp things of doom is just nasty.
Crossproduct finding himself in 4-3. Definitely one of the most difficult fortresses in the game. Gonna take that safety pipe there. There will be a power-up down here. We'll see what it is, whether it's a mushroom or a star for him. Looks like it is going to be that mushroom.
And joys of the candle burning things. You would never expect candles to strike like that. It's just...
Hot feet are one of honestly the most annoying enemies to have to deal with in fortresses. They just never seem to cooperate with you. They always seem to get in your way and make you take a hit. And they seem to be constantly in every single enemy in a fort always seems to be a hot foot. But Crossproduct does make his way through the boom boom fight, and he'll keep moving on here.
Alright, what's in 1-5 today? Looks like the giant mirror.
Yeah, 4-6 normally in the game. I don't believe the giant mirror actually does anything like it does in the normal game, unfortunately. But ooh, a flower there. We'll see if Crossproduct is gonna go. Oh, and actually bumps the block. I think he can still grab this, but it's gonna be a little tricky. He decides to not go for it and just move on.
Yes, I guess that flower didn't want to be picked up. And now the shell is upset as well.
Scary situation there, but he's still alive. Which sometimes that's all you can ask for in this game.
Agreed. Near the end of the stage, one more! And choosing to take out the flying Goomba just out of... Oh, okay, getting the safety lives. Makes sense.
Yeah, he's setting up there. If you run at the card with P-Speed and jump into it, you'll pretty much always get a star, so... yeah, he was making sure there that that he had that full P-Speed so he could run into the star. As Ace trying his hand at the spade game doesn't get any matches, unfortunately. I
Well,
think that's going to be one of the really interesting strats to see is how people utilize the spade game, because it can have a major swing if you get some hammers or some clouds from it. It can really shorten your time.
I actually know of a few runners who prefer not to use it, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It depends.
Yeah, it's a pretty big gamble. Oh, Ace taking a death in the fortress there. Crossproduct working through the pyramid, which is honestly one of the most difficult stages to do normally, and with the randomized enemies, it becomes even trickier. You have to really make sure you're managing the enemies that you can use to get through those blocks well.
I think the way the randomizer is set up, you are almost always guaranteed to get shells or buzzy beetles so that you can minimize accidental destruction.
Yeah, they are definitely. It's geared so that you won't get yourself stuck, but it can be a little tricky with enemies changing up.
Alright, one Hammer Brother away. Hold on, we're gonna play a game first.
Yep, he's gonna try his hand at the spade game again.
Alright, flowers found. What does that actually bring today? Leaf!
Looks like I picked up a leaf. Not a bad item to get.
And, oh,
Ooh,
there's
that's a
that
very
hammer.
nice pickup. It's impossible to not fight the bro in World 1 unless you get some really weird movements. So it looks like both of our runners will end up with that hammer. And stopping at the Toad House, picking up a frog suit. That's a personal favorite of mine.
The problem with the frog suit is, unless you feel lucky, you don't know if you're going to end up using it on a water level.
Right. Yeah, it's not the most useful for going fast. Unless you end up, with one of those water levels. Or, I've seen people use it just basically to go from small to big after taking a hit right away.
Not a bad idea. I may have to look into that myself. Alright, flat ground. That Koopaling, yeah.
Nice one-hit Larry there. That's always nice to see. Koopa HP is randomized, so I think Wendy had 2 hits and Larry there has just the 1. So Crossproduct is out of World 1.
Yep. Koopa Kid HP points are from 1 to 5.
Yep.
And the king has come. And I don't get the reference, I'm afraid.
Fred has an extensive knowledge of random quotes from pop culture, so wouldn't be surprised if there's some ones. Oh, here we go. Here's our first Boss Bass sighting. So Boss Bass is in the randomized enemy pool just like any other enemy, so he can show up at any point and make some stages very difficult. Oh!
Just like that! And the Mortar Mirage Motorway has claimed a victim. I'll come up with a better name later.
Boss Bass, a one-hit kill no matter what power-up state you're in, so very tense moment when you see a Boss Bass on a level.
And I don't think our runners have picked up a Lakitu Cloud to skip this. Our runners don't have a choice here.
Yeah, unless they got one from the World 1 letter, which I don't know if they did or not. Yeah, they're pretty much stuck. They have to beat this stage. Although, this is World 5.
This is World 5. They're on 5-1. Ooh, fishes are hungry today.
Oh, that's right. That's a bridge that goes across. I couldn't remember if that was a bridge or a lock that goes across on the fortress there. Hammers will break locks in the randomizer, so that makes them a little more useful. But yeah, they really don't have any options here.
Yeah, unfortunately, the hammers do not work like the hammer that Fix-It Felix has. You can't create something.
Yeah. Oh, Boss Bass just taking lives left and right. Both runners kind of trying to figure out what they're going to do here.
Alright, Ace is hoping the frog suit will...
Ooh.
Never mind. Alright, Crossproduct is back at the midway point. Has to be careful not to fall! Oh!
Ooh, he falls into that same trap. That enemy right there makes it very difficult. A lot of times you can just run across that top, not too bad. Ace with a nice move there. using the shell to kill Boss Bass. Oh, jumps into the Paragoomba.
And Crossproduct does the same. That Boss Bass is startling our runners so much that they are losing a little bit of focus. Come on, get it back! Alright, Aceofarrows is set up. Boss Bass is down, but for how long?
Yeah, Boss Bass will respawn fairly quickly, honestly. So even if you kill him once, you're not out of the woods with it.
Oh no, Aceofarrows is in the same trap. Gets out!
He navigates a lot of it. He's still got a little ways on the bottom here that he's got to deal with before he's at the end of the stage here.
Oh! Crossproduct had a death, but Aceofarrows survives.
Ooh. Ace is the first one out of 5-1. Crossproduct's still having trouble with it. The nice thing here is, even if they do game over, this is the first level of the world, so they won't have to worry about having to redo anything. But just getting out of this stage in and of itself is crazy. Ace making one match here on the end card game. We'll see what he ends up with.
Now, I believe 10 coin matches are still 10 coins, correct?
Yes, the 10 coins, the 20 coins, and the 1-ups will still give you those respective things. It's just any items, so any stars, mushrooms, or flowers will end up being random.
Alright, Crossproduct choosing to burn one of the P-Wings at this point. I can't blame him.
Yeah, at this point, with how many troubles he's had with it, getting that P-Wing so yeah, it doesn't even go anywhere near the ground, probably a good option.
Now, to go back to what you said earlier, game overs can happen, especially if we have trolley enemy sets. Will our runners actually take the detour and go into the lower ground fortress to get the bridge so that they can avoid 5-1 again?
Yeah, that's an interesting idea. I would say most people on the World 5 bottom will take the 5-3 route, as normal stages are gonna usually end up being easier and faster than a fortress. But yeah, it might not be in their best interest to check out the fort and get the bridge to go across. Looks like Ace is gonna go to 5-3, which is vanilla 7-6.
The problem is it's the bypass stage, but you can't bypass it if you're small.
Right. So he can't clip here, but I know he does. I think he has a P-Wing. But he's gonna go into the fort. Okay, that was an interesting call there. I thought maybe he would have just used the P-Wing and flown over the stage, but decides to take the fortress, which is
it's the Navy.
World 8 boats.
I mean, there are safe ways to go through, and if you can go through fast, there you go. Take out the bombs, cannonball with it, and a simple boom boom kill.
So we'll see what Crossproduct decides to do. I would say taking a death in 7-6 a very smart option, not only because you can get a power-up or something to fly over the stage, but it's a very long stage to do if you can't skip over it. Having to go through that inside and deal with all those lifts and all that, not something you want to do. So good decision from both runners there to just take the death. And Crossproduct did use his P-Wing, so he's going to have to... So he decides to just go through the next stage normally here.
Uh-oh, Fire Bros in the water!
Oof, that's not something you want to see. It looks like it's following Ace, but now it's out of the water.
But Aceofarrows didn't move.
He went down after he died, and then the Hammer followed to his spot.
I had missed that.
Yeah.
But
it looks like Cross will have to deal with the same thing here as he lands on that same space.
ooh, excellent star find in the tower. Aceofarrows should be able to make it to the next pipe without getting any swamp worries. Spoke a little too soon, but fortunately P-Speed and a low jump make that easy peasy.
Crossproduct having more trouble with those Fire Bros in water. Fire Bros in general, really difficult to deal with. They're probably the scariest of the bros. Let's see what he does here. Decides to use the mushroom. He does have a music box, so he could put these guys to sleep. But I guess he's gonna value having the item more than getting past them. He's got one more to deal with here as Ace has made his way through the...
Oh no!
And he gets 5-9. My least favorite stage in the game. Oh, Cross takes another death on the Fire Bros. Looks like
Ace has a hammer, can choose to either burn the hammer or burn the P-Wing, and is burning the P-Wing.
okay.
I don't know if I agree with this choice.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea. He decides to... I think that was a purposeful death. I think he's changed his mind on what he wants to do here.
Oh, Crossproduct had a game over while we were discussing strategy, and has to go through the Fire Bros again. Fortunately, 5-1 can be skipped entirely for the rest of the run.
Yeah, he did go to the fortress there, so did allow him to basically be back where he was.
And now, the Air Force. Though honestly, the Air Force does not feel as threatening without the auto-scrolling.
Yeah, this stage scrolls twice as fast as normal auto-scrollers, so it can be pretty tricky. But when you can kind of control how the screen is moving, it's not as bad. So Cross finally finding his way through the Hammer Bros, and he'll be making his way up the tower.
Aceofarrows has to be careful because Rocky Wrenches are not the friendliest enemies in the world either. And burning the
Cross
other
having to
P-Wing.
wait. So a funny, unfortunate thing with stars is that if you don't jump with P-speed, Mario does that kind of little front flipping thing. And while it looks really cool, it actually won't allow you to go inside of a pipe. So that star at the beginning of the tower, actually a little bit of trolliness if you can't get in there with P-speed, as you'll have to wait out the duration of it.
And when Aceofarrows did that, he was small, so the spinning animation didn't come into effect regardless.
Right. So it didn't affect him at all.
And once again, Boom Boom knocked out. Crossproduct about to enter the sky. What will he choose?
Looks like he's gonna go straight for the fortress there.
Oh, the other bypass level, or as I like to call it, warp way, or wrong warp way, I guess. Now here's the thing: most runners I see do this with just the super mushroom. It's a little tricky to do it with the tail. It is possible. But
yeah, it is possible. The problem with the tail is a lot of clipping without P-speed has to do with your subpixel position and how much speed you have. And when you jump in the air with a tail, you'll start to immediately lose that horizontal speed. So you basically have to have a very good subpixel in order to get the clip. So it's a lot trickier to do with a tail. It looks like Ace has given up on trying to clip here, and he's just going to try to go through 7-1 normally. This might actually be very big for Crossproduct, as he is Super Mario. So when he comes to this stage, he'll have basically a normal attempt at a clip here.
maybe not. Taking out the Hammer Brother first, has to be careful. And...
Ooh, takes the hit.
Ooh, that was very close.
That was close.
But gets a free P-Wing for the efforts. And stopping at the Mushroom House. It may take a little bit extra time, but you get an extra item. Don't know if a frog
suits are plenty during this seed.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how many different Toad House combinations there are. Ooh, Crossproduct does not have the mushroom. Going to climb up normally?
Yep, he's just going to climb it up normally. I don't think he has... I think he has 2 frog suits in his inventory, and that'd be the only thing he has for power-ups, so... probably the better option just to play the stage here. Yeah, clipping with the frog suit is possible, but it's... Again, you have to deal with your changing horizontal speed, so it becomes a lot trickier.
Alright, 5-9 for today. 4... No, it's 3-5 or 3-6, I think. Maybe
3-5, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately... The water levels are either not that memorable or... Oh gosh, it's 7-4, get me out of here!
We see Crossproduct taking a death at the very end of 7-1. That's a rough place to take a death.
Ooh, and the blooper parents are guarding the exit pipe.
Well, very nicely done there by Ace to navigate around there.
Agreed, that was a little too close for comfort for my tastes. And with that, which airship this time? Ah, what good old world... Oh,
This is
5.
World 5, yeah.
We're in 5. Guess we have a little bit of spicy vanilla action today.
Very nice tail pick up there by Ace. Allows to get through that stage pretty quickly.
And note how high Roy Koopa has jumped. Only the low jumping Koopas will cause earthquakes. So that attribute has also been randomized.
Right, yeah, so different Koopas will be able to shake the ground. Instead of Roy and Ludwig like it is in Vanilla. So that's always a fun little thing that you can pop up into.
Alright. And how appreciative is the king today? Fall flat into the deep ravine! I need to get all these references one of these days. Okay, I saw that joke there. Alright, Giant Land. Two choices of pipes. If you choose that one, hope you have a hammer.
Yeah, actually, a hammer can be very useful in World 4. You can skip half of the world if you have it to just break that lock, but neither of our runners will have it as they both have used their hammer, so they'll have to go through the entire world here.
So looks like 5-1 with the sun very high up. Ooh, and the spinning platforms are choosing to cause some damage themselves today. So far, this seed has not shown much mercy. Oh, no, thank you guys, 5-4. The first sky stage, once you actually get into the sky. That was what I meant.
Right. Yeah.
Fortunately, the sun did not cause a problem, and Lucky 2 is just free coins.
Yeah, at a lot of stages with the sun itself won't trigger until a certain ways into the stage, and most of the stages the sun shows up in normally are pretty long. So if you get a shorter stage, a lot of times the sun really won't give you much of an issue. And Ace having a little... Oh, all right.
Okay, that's one way to take out the Hammer Bros or Sledge
It's a good strat there. Just stand there and he'll kill himself. So Ace picking up a hammer. That's very useful. It looks like he's gonna go back and use it. So this will skip a couple of stages here.
I'm trying to think, what other worlds have our runners not encountered where a hammer could still be useful? World 7 has a potential hammer usage.
Mm-hmm.
6 maybe.
Yeah, 6 you can. World 2 is a really great spot for a hammer. They haven't gotten to yet, so...
I would think 2 hammers would be best for World 2, though.
If you have them, yeah. But even 1 hammer is going to help you skip quite a few stages.
Ooh, Crossproduct sails over the sun, while Aceofarrows takes out... Oh! Okay, never mind, the sun chose to rise to Crossproduct.
And gets the turnaround for the triple mushroom. Very nice. Picks up an extra life for that effort. Ace heading down into 5-2.
Alright, will he take the top path? So far, so good. Uh-oh! Lost footing, recovered.
Yeah, it can be really nervous to get through. You definitely want to take the top path in 5-2. The bottom path, not only does it waste a lot of time to even get there, but it's much more difficult. So, even if it takes you a little bit of time, really try to focus on getting up to that top path in 5-2.
Ooh, Crossproduct choosing to take the long way, ends up with a shorthand stage. Free item, Anchor. If I remember correctly, one of the flag settings, the airships don't move at all, right?
Right. So the anchor in this is a random item, and it looks like it's randomized to a frog suit. I feel like every time I've seen an anchor used, it's been a frog suit. I don't know if that's just my own bias, or if that's something that is going on there. So all those anchors you'll see will be a frog suit, actually, instead of their normal anchor.
Maybe it's randomized. Ooh, Tanuki suit. Maybe it's randomized per seed. In other words, if an anchor gives a frog suit, it'll always give a frog suit for that seed.
Right. Yeah.
Skybill's in chat, shoutouts to her, was talking about this stage that Crossproduct is now in. 6-6.
Yeah, 6-6 definitely one of the most scary stages in the game. Especially with randomized enemies, you have to really work on your feet, and because normally you just have some cheeps, and this isn't too bad. You can kind of swim through it the same way every time, but with randomized enemies, you're constantly on your toes trying to figure out the best path through the stage.
And there is a Lucky 2 Cloud, and Blooper Family said, nope, the only star you will get is the one that's circling around your head.
So Crossproduct gonna use a cloud there to skip past that stage, not a bad option. 6-6, not something you really want to deal with. And uses a P-Wing and a star, and actually is gonna be rewarded for this. He can fly up to the top of this stage, which allows you to beat it a little faster than going through it normally. Gets another frog suit for his troubles.
Yep. As we said, all whistles are taken out, so hope you enjoy your random item. In the meantime, the Ice Thwomp Fortress for Aceofarrows. One more thwomp to go. Nicely done.
Very nicely done. Did get a little lucky with picking up the tail in its normal positioning, and being able to do that really lets you go through the stage quickly. Makes it a little bit easier as long as you're brave enough to give it a shot. So Ace will be moving on to the World 4 airship, which is World 1.
Crossproduct stocking up on lives, considering how trolly this seed has been.
Yeah, not a bad call.
And I think Iggy was about to be an Earthquaker, but just one hit.
Yeah, it looked like that was kind of a low jump. Iggy jumps very high, so yeah, that definitely think he was one of the two that ended up being an Earthquake kid. So nicely done there to get him in one hit.
And now the king is distracted.
So World 6 now.
Alright. I'm trying to think. 2 or 3 possible pipes here. Ooh, gets the good one.
That's the best possible luck you can get. The one that leads to that pipe basically lets you skip the first third of the world for no reason. So both runners will be pretty happy to see that. Kind of the first bit of decent luck they've had all seed.
And of course, World 6, I believe, has it's one of the biggest worlds at all, because you have 3 fortresses, 10 normal stages, plus the airship at the end.
Yeah, World 6 a massive world, so being able to skip any of it is very nice.
And now, this is another lost level. Don't have a good name for it yet, but it goes up and down. You got water. You're gonna have a platform that's upcoming. There we go. And it's mostly smooth sailing from here.
Yeah, I think this was kind of a mashup of 3-6 and or 3-2, excuse me, and 4-2, kind of a mix of those two rising stages.
Broken Titanic. I may have to borrow that, Proa. Or maybe we'll come up with names later. I'm still working on my own list. Alright. Crossproduct taking on the Boom Boom on ice. Aceofarrows debating whether to use that hammer right now, chooses to do so, but out of them now.
Yeah, that's a vanilla move right there. In the warpless route, that's normally where we'll use our last hammer. But honestly, I don't know if that's exactly the best play in Rando, as it does only skip 6-7, which is normally an auto-scroller, but in this it can be a very simple stage, so...
Plus, we've seen one of the 2 auto-scrollers already. The other one is another lost level.
Right. So yeah, pretty low chance of getting an auto-scroller there, but... We'll see if there's star available here. There is not, so we
Nope.
won't get a quick boom boom kill.
Unfortunate. And there's the quake that I was talking about. But Crossproduct has none of it today. World 4 down. Alright, Aceofarrows is 3 or 4 stages away, and there's the traditional army stage that I was thinking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one, the first auto-scroller of World 8. There's actually a pretty neat P-speed strat that I've seen a few people do in this stage.
Oh,
it's a
what
little
is that?
tricky to set up, but you kind of use the first few platforms to build up your P-speed, and then you just kind of maintain it throughout. As you don't have to worry about enemies in this stage, nothing's randomized, so this is one of the few stages where you can actually play the same way every time, and it'll work out. Picks up a cloud there at the end. That's a very nice pickup. So I think Ace has got 2 clouds, no hammers. We've got, I think, 1 hammer. I'm not sure how many clouds Crossproduct has right now.
Ooh, the Parabeetle bypass, and Aceofarrows took an unexpected exit.
Yeah, that's normally 5-6, which is an auto-scroller. Still a tough stage, even if it isn't an auto-scroller. So
let's have the other auto-scroller instead, 3-6.
so moving over to the 3-6, yeah. This is, actually, in vanilla, this is probably one of the most fun auto-scrollers. There's a lot of fun little tricks you can do. But a pretty simple stage when it's not an auto-scroller. Crossproduct finishes up the matching game there.
Hi there, Karibo Shoe.
He's got 3 hammers in his inventory right now, so the card game playing pretty well for him.
Yeah, we have not seen the World 2 map yet, but as long as Crossproduct still has at least 2 hammers, it'll be a very fast one.
Yeah, he'll be able to skip quite a bit of World 2 if he does hang on to both of those hammers, which I believe he more than likely will. There aren't too many other spots for him to even use them, so...
Yeah, I think with 2 hammers you can skip all the way... Well, 2 hammers can take you to the pyramid, and if you still have a Lucky 2 Cloud, you can just skip all the way to the fortress and then hope to one-shot it. But now Aceofarrows is heading straight to the airship. Uh-oh. The Hammer Brothers said no to Crossproduct.
Yeah, we haven't seen any of the items here from those, as Ace, I believe, skipped all 3 of the bros here in World 6. I'm not sure what items are awaiting Crossproduct if he continues to fight these guys.
And Lemmy got the ball stuck and was like, nope, I'm out of here. At least I think it was Lemmy. I've lost track.
Yeah, that's Lemmy for World 6.
Alright. Crossproduct trying again, using the star. Not a bad idea. And now
Picked up the P-Wing, solid.
the Raccoon King wants to be taken outside of the castle. Guess he likes the cold.
So now we're moving into World 7. This is by far and away the most interesting of the first 7 worlds you'll deal with. Since all of these pipes are randomized and World 7's known as the pipe maze, any of these pipes can lead to any other stages, any other sections, so this is one spot where routing and managing... As I'm watching, sorry, I got distracted. Crossproduct had an insane stage right there. That was absolutely... I looked over and there's just stuff everywhere. Ace might have actually made a really nice play by skipping that stage on it, like, without knowing it. That was incredible.
Yep, 6-7, aka 6-8. Alright, Crossproduct. I think Ace went to 10 instead of 9. Oh, right. Oh, Crossproduct is very lucky. Parabeetle bypass can be flown over.
Yeah, a big risk there from Crossproduct. If he would have died, he would have basically forfeited those 2 clouds, but he's going to be able to make it out of this stage.
Oh, and Aceofarrows has to be careful. Gets the star, but has to jump carefully. Even when you're invincible, you can still be stunned by the earthquake. Oh!
Oh, takes a death to the last guy there.
Sledge Bro says no. Alright, Crossproduct is now in the first World 4 Fortress. Evil placement of the Hotfoots and the Boos here today. Alright, where does this pipe take us today?
Over to the second big island. See what Ace wants to do here. Looks like he's gonna go back and go through the plant stage. Try his luck on that island.
Honestly, I'm kinda surprised that the plant stage wasn't done first. I mean, admittedly, you do want to scout a little bit, you know. And so what would your rationale be for deciding which island to go for first?
When I'm playing, I usually try to pick an option that will give me the most pipes with the fewest amount of stages to beat. So if I only have to beat one stage to get to 2 more pipes, I'll go that route. But, you know, everything's random, so, you know, any decision, you have no idea whether or not it's the right one or the wrong one. You just kind of have to play the odds.
Sorry, Ace, you've used your hammers. Hope you have fun in the Desert Palace.
Yeah, sorry, to answer a question in the chat, people are wondering why they're getting different end card games. The designs are picked on the frame that you enter them, so that's why we're seeing 2 different games that each of them are playing. It's because they haven't gotten it on the exact same frame.
My apologies, I was distracted by the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reference that the King was saying. Good to know that if you are wearing a frog, hammer, or tanuki suit, the King still says something special. Alright. And Crossproduct gets a star for the efforts. And with that, keep in mind, Crossproduct... Ooh, both runners are very close to each other. And...
Ooh, Ace finds the troll pipe. Crossproduct deciding to go this route. And clear through 7-2.
Ace is just saying, screw it, I'm gonna skip 7-6. Will this be the right pipe? No, it's not! No hammer!
If he had a hammer, that would have been a great move, but unfortunately he's going to have to go back.
Remember, Crossproduct has 3 hammers right now. So, Crossproduct can use the hammer over there. There's the second auto-scroller I was talking about, the Ice Maze.
Oof.
But yeah, Crossproduct has 1 hammer for World 7, 2 for World 2. Crossproduct may be behind right now, but has a tremendous advantage.
Yeah, his inventory is in a much better shape, and he finds the correct pipe. So he's on that final island. So Crossproduct has taken the lead here.
Alright, no need to worry about the 3rd hammer then. I mean, maybe it'll be useful for World 8 if you wish to go for it, but...
Yeah, you can break that lock, but that's kind of dependent on how World 8 shapes up, whether or not you would need to go that route.
Ooh. Crossproduct...
Dealing with the sun in 7-8.
Yeah.
Pretty tricky here.
I would have actually ducked into one of those pipes nearby, picked up the hammer suit, but maybe Cross will decide to do that now. Hi, Big Bertha.
Nice placement there for the very end of the stage, but Ace is through.
Ooh, Crossproduct choosing to burn a Tanuki suit and trades kills with the Piranha Plant.
So, as we know, Ace still hasn't quite found the right pipe here, although he should shortly here after he finishes off this stage get to the correct area.
Alright. Whee! That's a fun hill to go down. But that is not a fun plant to jump on. I'm
surprised Crossproduct hasn't tried his hand at 7-7 yet. To It's a little extra map movement, but for the stage you have to deal with here, I would take it. But maybe he's just determined to get through the difficult stage.
Could be. Alright, Ace chose to skip the first available pipe, takes the second. There we go. And now both of our runners are in 7... Is this 7-7 or 7-8?
This is vanilla 7-8. Yeah.
7-8. Aren't they on the 7-8 square?
They are. So yeah, we got some nice randomization there. Ace taking a death, Cross taking a death as well. Looks
And
like Ace is going to try 7-7. Not a bad option.
Which is 7-9.
Ooh, unfortunate star there. If he would have got a mushroom there, he would have been able to at least try and clip. I don't know if he would have gone for it or not. But I think in this scenario, I definitely would take 7-9 over the 7-8 that Cross is still trying to deal with here.
Yeah. The one advantage of 7-8 is you have access to the hammer suit room, but I don't think our runners are going to go for it at this point. Come on, Cross. Go left. There you go. Hope you like 7-9 more. Maybe not. The Cheep said hello.
Looks like Ace has made his way through the maze. Cross deciding to just use a P-Wing and go back into 7-8. Or actually just a normal tail and go back into 7-8.
Alright. Now what's an actual 7-9 then? Is it going to be 7-7? No, it's going to be 4-5, I believe.
Yes.
And of course, the sun refuses to stay away. Also,
this is a pretty short stage, so I don't think the sun will have too big of a bearing. Oh, Ace falls into the hole there and takes a death.
we may get to see the bonsai bills. Well, okay, we're not going to see the bonsai bills if you're going to just skip all these. And skipping the fortress too. Probably a good idea overall. We don't want to see an actual vanilla 7-2 fortress.
Right. So Ace makes his way through the plant stage. Picks up another music box.
Not many more uses for those left. As we finally enter the World 7 airship. Somehow, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, this World 7 has been a little boring with stage selection, although enemy selection has made it pretty entertaining for sure.
Again, I'm gonna stick with spicy vanilla right now. Ew, that jump is a dangerous one. You don't have a lot of visual cues, you just have to make a leap of faith.
Mm-hmm.
Ludwig is still an earthquaker. And this time has some beef. Alright. World 2 is next, and ooh, it was the lower level 5 fort that Ace skipped. So, here is the question. Will Cross use those 2 hammers he has available? I think so. How much of a lead is that going to be? Because
yeah,
right
it's going to
now,
be pretty strong of a lead that Cross will get once he does get into World 2 here.
yeah, Ace is on borrowed time right now, folks. And he realizes it.
Yeah, he's checking to make sure he doesn't have any hammers there. So he'll have to play through basically all of World 2 normally. Whereas Cross will have the option available to him to skip basically all of it.
Yep, just the pyramid stage and castle stage if routed correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Still, Ace is going through 4-3 nice and speedy. Can't do much about the upside down spinies, but oh well.
Yeah, 4-3 is a really fun stage to speedrun, but it's very dependent on enemies, so in Randomizer a lot of times you gotta take it a little more careful, a little slower.
Alright, what is in the Oasis today? The opposite of an Oasis. That looks like 6-9.
Yeah, that's 6-9, which is a stage you don't want to see. It looks like Ace is just going to take a death here. This is a stage that you can either do a wall jump or use a P-Wing to fly over. Much faster to do than to actually go through the stage. And looks like Ace doesn't have a P-Wing. He's gonna use he's just gonna use a frog suit here. Not a bad option either. I was wondering if he's gonna go for the wall jump or not.
I was actually wondering if Ace still had a cloud that we just forgot about.
Yeah, Ace about out of valid options here for items.
And
I think Cross is still rolling in quite a lot of stuff. Yeah, it looks like he's got. I think he's even got 4 hammers in his inventory right now. He's been picking them up constantly.
And has plenty of time to stop by Toad's shop. Gets a free fire flower for the efforts.
So yeah, there's only one pipe in World 2, so it always leads to the same, or one set of pipes, so it always leads to the same space, and then you can hammer this rock here and move straight to the pyramid. So Cross with now about a 4 or 5 stage lead.
Oh!
But
Boss returns. And you know what he's saying? Get in my belly! Had to do that at least once. Fortunately, excellent flight maneuvering. Whoa, wait a second! Boss Bass was trying to fly!
he was ready, but he gets through. It looks like he's gonna stop at the coin ship here. Not as big of a deal as they are in vanilla, as you can run through them as they don't have auto scrollers and pick up some coins as well as the 1-up.
There is that hammer Ace wanted. Is able to at least skip part of the rest of. There you go.
Yeah, so actually a really nice pickup there from Ace. Will cut into that deficit quite a bit.
But now.
Now he has the fun time of Boss Bass.
Fortunately, invincibility. It only buys you a little bit of time. Nicely done.
Yeah, gets the kill right at the end of the star invincibility.
However, once these stairs are gone over, that's it. Ace has to be careful. Never underestimate the power of a hungry fish.
Nicely done there to get through, as Cross finishes off Morton, and now he'll be moving into World 8. So World 8, like World 7, there's a lot of pipes, so there's a lot of options as to how you want to try and go about it and how you want to try and route it. So while Ace does have a slight disadvantage right now, he's not that far off to where the right choice in World 8 could decide this race.
And King Barker is reminding us an all-important message. While the princess is showing how much shade she has for this seed. Starting off 8-1 or 8 tank with the Oasis. And Aceofarrows is not far behind.
Looks like Cross wants to get that 1-up. It's gone off screen now, unfortunately, so he's gonna have to reset the lift there to make it across.
I'm curious if. Wait a second. This is technically World 8, so do the white mushroom houses still work in Randomizer?
I'm not sure if they do or not. I want to say they do not, but don't quote me on that.
Alright, first Piper in World 8. Where will that take us today? To the hands! Cross says no.
Yeah, not something you want to see. Definitely better options available to you just to go through whatever the boat stage is. They do, okay. So they do still work.
Alright.
we're hearing in chat. So
By the way, as we are approaching the final moments of this matchup, please don't forget to give our runners a follow, as they are certainly giving us an excellent race.
yeah, this has been a brutal seed to have to deal with. They're both doing really well for all the stuff that's been thrown at them so far.
Indeed. Just so many... I mean, we've only had 2 boss fast stages, but they have proven to be merciless.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, where does the second pipe take us? To the dark portion. Cross has to decide... Going into the fort! Ooh, that's not a fort you want to go in!
Yeah, 7F2, definitely the most difficult and brutal fortresses to have to deal with. I'm surprised he didn't use that hammer there just to break open and see where that pipe led.
Especially
he's not going
because-
to have any other items.
Yeah, especially since
Okay,
there's
he's gonna-
2 of them.
Yeah, he's gonna give it a shot now and see where it leads. And that
The
leads
other
to
end
the
of the
other
hands.
side.
Oh
He's
no!
gonna go into... This is an interesting call. He knows where this other pipe leads, so I'm wondering why he's going into the boats.
Probably in the hopes of getting a freebie stage with power-ups. Not if the Botaboo has anything to say about that. But yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to go through Piranha Fortress if we're going to make any progress in this seed, folks.
Yeah, 7F2 is gonna have to be required here.
Easy there, Crossproduct. You've got Botaboos coming up and down and up.
He's able to make it through. But yeah, he's gonna go through, unless maybe he's just forgotten that the other pipe, he already knows where that one leads.
Aceofarrows has no choice, but in this case, that may be to his benefit eventually.
Yeah,
Piranha...
this is the correct choice, whether he knows it or not.
Yep.
If he gets a star here.
Nope.
It is a mushroom, that's unfortunate. Getting a star there's a semi-difficult strat, but not too bad if you know what you're doing to get through this section, just using the star invincibility.
Alright, Cross gets through, ends up taking a warp around, and... No, you have to go through 8-1 and 8-2 as well!
Oh wow. So, Cross just barely in the lead here.
I would like to know one day what the Mario 3 developers were thinking to have 2 pipes in World 8, in that dark portion, point to nothing. And, uh-oh. Okay, I'm not seeing Boss Bass in here, so we don't have to worry. But, yeah. What a scary appearing level to have to deal with. Nicely
So now
done.
Ace seeing that he's got to go back and clear out the, either clear out the, clear out the Air Force, but now he sees the connect. So now Ace should know the correct path as well.
Well,
I'm wondering
Cross-
maybe if that's why Cross cleared out Air Force, just to have that lock open.
Possibly, but
But
either
I think
way...
he still had a hammer available. But yeah, moving into 7F1.
Oh, this is a freebie! You are required to have a leaf to finish the stage, and so our runners will be powered up going into Bowser's Castle. Is it just me, or is the palette in that room slightly off?
Yeah, that was a different looking palette there.
Alright, Aceofarrows now through the boss Basilisk 3... I'm trying to remember, is this 3-4 or 3-5?
It's 3-3.
3-3, I always forget that one.
Yep.
Alright, folks. Crossproduct is now entering Bowser's Castle.
I like the Tanuki swag there at the end of the Boom Boom kill, that's nice.
So, for those that are new to Mario 3, you have to get through the laser statues, take the lift up, go through the rotodisc stairs, and then you have a choice. Do you take the upper path or the lower path? Upper path, I believe, is faster, but lower path is safer.
Yeah, the upper path is a little bit faster if you can navigate through it. Nice little one-up clip there. That's a nice and easy free clip that you can do, as long as you're big.
Alright, Crossproduct is going upper. Forgot about the laser. There are no additional power-ups on this route. This is why it's one of the more dangerous ones. Having the donut lifts don't help either. Ooh!
Oh, nice little dodge there on that last fireball.
And with that, here is the big, can't really use big pig. Big dinosaur?
Looks like Cross not opting to go for the easy strat of just sitting underneath Bowser's hitbox. His hitbox is only in his head, so you can actually just stand underneath Bowser while he's shooting fireballs, and you pretty much will never get hit as long as you don't do anything
Honestly,
unfortunate.
if I was Crossproduct, I would probably be doing the same wide dodge strats as well.
Yeah, it doesn't save any time. Just makes it a little bit easier. You don't have to deal with basically something like that, where you get a tricky fireball with how Bowser's jumping. That's kind of the thing you avoid. But
that was
with that,
extremely close.
Crossproduct is done. Just has to wait for the fanfare and open the door.
Everyone, get your GGs out in chat as Crossproduct finishes in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 1 minute, 19 seconds.
Yeah, GG to Crossproduct. Really benefited from snagging all those hammers. As that, I think that World 2, being able to skip all of it, whereas Ace only could skip the half, really is what got him this race.
And Aceofarrows is now... Ooh, Lucky Leaf able to fly up to the upper path. So Aceofarrows will have extra protection going into Bowser's fight. Just has to not fall. There we go. And this is that strategy you were talking about earlier.
Yep, yeah, there's no hitbox on the bottom of Bowser there, so you do have to crouch if you're big or Tanuki or anything like that, like Ace is here, but otherwise, just chill out and let Bowser kill himself, basically.
And Bowser falls once again. GG to Aceofarrows, who finishes in 1 hour, 3 minutes, 6 seconds. And with that, we have Crossproduct in the interview booth. GG, Crossproduct.
Thanks. Well, looks like it was really close.
Yeah, it was back and forth, neck and neck the entire race. It was really exciting to watch.
Yeah, I don't really play a whole lot of Super Mario 3, but I've been doing a bunch of the randos. I thought if I had an advantage, it would be using my items wisely.
Yeah, I think that was something we were just talking about. You actually had 2 hammers going into World 2, whereas Ace didn't have any. So
I actually had 3.
Yeah, you had
a
a ton of hammers available to you, which I think being able to skip all those stages really helped out for you.
Yeah, and clouds coming from end speeds helped out too.
Yeah.
There was one point I was halfway through World 6, and I looked at my splits. Just okay, I've got 2 worlds after this. What do I still have? I've got Pipe World and Desert World, and I'm like, well, clouds aren't really as useful in Pipe World because you never know which way to go, and if you have to backtrack, then using a cloud was worthless. And then Desert World, I knew I had the hammers to skip most of it, so I was like, oh, what the heck, I'll just use both of my clouds now. And I always try to back up my clouds with a P-Wing. I did that a couple times this run, because the last thing you want to do is use a cloud and then die on the next stage.
Right. Also joined in the call here by Aceofarrows. Welcome,
Hey,
Ace.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, you two certainly gave it your all, though. I have to ask, what were your thoughts upon seeing that first boss bass in 5-1?
I thought my first take on that stage was really good, but then I just kind of like derped and jumped in the hole. So I was jumping over the little mini Goomba with the rock on him.
Yep.
But then, man, I just had so much trouble. And then I flew over the stage, and then he came up into the sky to eat me. Like, that was the most ridiculous thing I'd seen. I was tilting really hard. I was about to use a music box just to relax myself on before going back into that stage.
It's always just when you think you're safe that he just comes up and eats you, and you're done.
Yeah, both of you guys were struggling on that stage for quite a bit. Although I don't blame you. That was something really nasty for you guys to have to deal with.
Oh yeah, every time I see a flat stage, I always just assume Boss Bass is just waiting in the shadows somewhere, ready to just come out at a moment's notice and make himself known.
So, Ace, one of the things that I at least wanted to talk about, right now we are still on the group stages. Glad that you got your first match scheduled right away. You've scheduled your next 2 matches pretty much neck and neck. You have 2 more races within the next 24 hours. What made you decide to do that?
It just happened to be what was convenient for the other racers. I'm free all the time, all my waking hours, so it doesn't really matter much to me when I do my matches, so it just comes down to what's convenient for them. It just kind of worked out that way.
Well, hopefully you at least get some rest and energy so that you are up for Buzz Thunder and Paradox.
Oh yeah, I get plenty of sleep every night, no worries there.
And Crossproduct, out of your remaining 2 opponents, who would you like to face off against next?
I haven't really done any research, so whichever one is available on a Tuesday, generally. Tuesday or Wednesday. Since I wait tables, I don't really know my schedule in advance too well, other than 1 or 2 days a week. So, or if I can't decide, I'll just whatever challenge tells me to face next.
Anything you guys think you might do differently in your next 2 group matches? Anything you guys want to change up?
Oh, absolutely.
Make less cloud gambles.
Oh no. One thing that
cloud gamble in World 7 really didn't pay off for me, especially since I had forgotten I didn't have a hammer. I ended up where I wanted to go without a hammer to actually get me further. And then I was like, oh crap, I'm gonna have to do that stage, whatever it is, aren't I?
Yeah, the stage selections were not kind to either of you.
Yeah, not particularly. This was a very trolly seed, in my opinion.
it started off pretty easy, but then it wasn't.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, at least everybody got to see me do that auto-scrolling ice stage that everybody apparently loves so much. It is a fabulous stage, but
The underwater one?
as we all know, it's one of the very few stages that are left in Randomizer that still has an auto-scrolling flag, so it wastes a huge amount of time, but it looks cool.
What I would like to do differently is be less stingy with my items. As soon as I started to get frustrated with 2-1, which was in World 5, the boss bass stage.
Yeah.
As soon as I started getting frustrated with it, I should have just immediately used the P-Wing that I had rather than trying to hold on to it. But it saved me a lot of time and frustration.
Yeah, and you had definitely a plethora of items towards the end too. That's always kind of one of the things that's hard to do is to really know, okay, should I use an item here or should I try and save it?
Yeah, I think actually by Bowser's Castle I only had like 4 or 5 items. I did pretty well. A lot of times I've got a page and a half of items at the end. I'm like, well, that was a waste getting all that stuff. But I actually managed to use my hammer in my cloud in World 8 as well. They didn't take me the right way, but they helped me explore more efficiently, so it was fine.
Right.
In contrast, I had the opposite problem. I think I was using my items too quickly, and I had next to nothing by the end of the game.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you were pretty starved towards the end there, Ace, for sure.
Yeah, several times I opened up my inventory, and all there was just music boxes and stars, and as we all know, those things are pretty much worthless.
Stars are good against Hammer Brothers if you get a tricky, like, fireball water Hammer Brother.
Sorry about that, the cat's on my desk.
All right.
Any last thoughts?
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to
3
mention?
mushroom cards for the win.
I did a 3 mushroom card.
That was my
you both had the
glorious
triple mushroom.
moment.
I just want to thank you guys for commentating there. Thanks to the restreamer as well. I think Norestra's restreaming.
Yes.
And also, especially thanks to Big John for just putting on this whole tournament. So, it's appreciation all around for all you guys.
Yes, big thanks to the big man, absolutely.
Again, give GG's to Crossproduct and Aceofarrows. For those that still want more Super Mario Bros. 3 randomizer action, don't you worry, we've got you covered. At 8 p.m. Eastern, we will have Classic Gamer 88 versus Jet ABB on Randomania 2. At 10 p.m., we're going to have a 4-way matchup. Ryko Rider versus Uvling and Skybills versus Dr. J PhD at Randomania. And then, as I alluded to, Buzz Thunder versus Aceofarrows at 12:30 Eastern. We don't know the channel for that yet, but as soon as we know more details, we will release it to you. So with that in mind, go
Get
ahead.
more in the chat. That's looking at that last race, looking like it's going to be over on Speed Gaming 3. So be sure to check that one out as well. But yeah, a slate of really good races still going on tonight. So if you guys enjoyed this one, which I think you should have, definitely tune in for more.
Yeah, this one was rather close, I'd say.
Indeed.
Yeah, it was a great race.
Alright, with that in mind, I need to step away for a bit, so this is Wolfman2000 signing off. Enjoy!